to make my announcement, so get ready to do your time.
Okay.
You do the crime, you do the time. Hello, everyone out there. Welcome to the Thursday edition of In Bed with Comics. I am your host and fellow comedian, Kristen Tinsley. So I have a couple of announcements. I will be doing stand up live later in February. So if you would like to come, tickets are $10. I believe there's a place to have dinner, but I'm not sure. I don't want to give too much away. So only if you're interested in coming, I would really appreciate if you hit me up and I will give you all the details. And when I tell you it is going to be a funny fucking lineup, I'm not kidding. I'm talking all like very much some of Long Island's very, very funny comedians are doing this lineup, and it is a wonderful show. It's going to be great. And if you cannot get enough of me already, all right, listen, I'm sorry. I'm going to be around for a while, so get used to seeing his face. Now that I just said that, I hope I didn't jinx myself. But this Saturday, I'm going to be hosting. I'm going to be not hosting. I'm going to be a judge. The justice card is coming out for KT. I am going to be a judge on a show that Miss Esther Forrester created, and it is called Make Your Partner Laugh, where non-comedians and comedians will be competing to see who can make their partner laugh, and I'm going to be judging that competition. So all love and light to that. That is this Saturday at 10:30. You would have been perfect for that, actually, Hector. You and your wife. I could just see your wife sitting there like, anything else? Because she's been with you for so long. No, she wouldn't do it.
I would not go toe to toe with the missus.
Yeah,
No way. She knows too much about me. She
she
knows all
knows
my
too much.
weaknesses. She would destroy me in seconds.
All right, so yeah, that's this Saturday at 10:30 via Zoom. It is free to watch. If you would like to make a donation to the comics, it goes towards paying the comics. That would be wonderful. You can sit in the comfort of your own home and watch. I mean, this is definitely going to be a big thing. I love this concept. This is only the first one, so I decided let me jump on there and be a judge, lead the way. Why not? Because that's what I do. So thank you everybody who's watching In Bed with Comics. Hector, you ready?
For
I have
what?
my guest tonight with me, the host of Planet Comedy. He's been a comedian for, I don't know, probably like 50 years, right?
I've heard a bunch of years.
Yeah, a bunch of years. And he's going to do some jokes for us. So take it away, Mr. Hector Luis. Go for it, man.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Well,
Hey, everybody. First off, thank you for having me here. This is wonderful. I'm glad to be talking to somebody other than my wife, still locked in the house, nowhere to hide. I no, 'cause I was doing a bunch of outdoor shows. Then it got cold, so it's like going to a restaurant. It's like, gee, you want to go out? Sure, let's freeze our asses off while we're having a wonderful meal that just turned ice cold in seconds. Yeah, that's what I want to do. Oh man, I hate this fucking thing. Let me tell you something. I fixed everything in my house. I had nowhere to escape to, nowhere to hide. My wife, she's got a Home Depot card that she's just burning to use it, and she just keeps on and brings me stuff. I've hanged this, I put that, I've painted, I've grouted. I'll get grouted. I caulked my bathroom. No one should ever caulk their bathroom. I caulked it. Okay, with beige caulk. Okay, I used beige caulk in my bathroom. Okay, that's what I did.
wow.
Okay,
Okay. Beige.
that's right. I painted. I put up pictures. Nowhere to hide. Okay, all right. What am I gonna do? So like everything she gives me, I have to freaking do. So yeah, that's why I'm up here talking to you right now. I got the door locked. If you're pounding, you'll know what it is. Just
Yeah.
ignore it. Oh, I feel better. Okay, but no,
let that out.
honestly, I feel so much better, man. That, and I've been going through like some major, because I've been doing nothing but sitting here and thinking, and I've been coming up with all kinds of conclusions. Like I just realized, I think I'm an atheist. I almost became a priest, and now I think I'm an atheist.
Wow.
Yeah, no, because I used to be Catholic, but I believe in God now. No, but what I'm saying is, I started thinking, and think about this. Hear me out, okay? I know there's some people with faith and everything else like that, yada, yada, yada. Okay, fine. Okay, but listen to me. Okay, they said he came from a virgin birth. Now, I'm just thinking, okay, homegirl got pregnant. Mom said, "Hey, what happened?" It was God. I'm just saying it was a pretty easy defense. Okay. But look, okay, I'll give you that one. Okay. He cured the sick. Okay, I'll give it, miraculous doctor. I'll give you that too. But if you want me to believe that he got a table for 13 on a Thursday night without a reservation, fuck you. I'm sorry, I draw the line there. Even if you're outside, it doesn't matter.
Jesus is like, I bought the table. I made the table. Jesus was the carpenter.
Hey,
Hello.
Jesus said, "Hey, listen, everybody, don't order wine, just order water. I got a surprise." Okay. You know? Oh yes. Oh yeah. Did I tell you I almost became a priest? I'm just.
No, I knew that. I was like, oh, okay, if I ever get married one day, I'm definitely gonna have like Hector and Hector Luis and Teresa
Oh,
do that.
I could perform the ceremony. I am an ordained minister of the Church of Judaism. I worship
Judaism?
my, yeah, Judaism, the dude.
Oh no.
Yes, no, I have a certificate and everything. In fact, if you want, I can download another one and then fax it to you. Okay.
Isn't it amazing the certifications you can get just by downloading something? Was it $27.95 to take the course as well?
Listen, if you need a brain surgeon, I'm your guy. You need a new fan belt on your old Chevy? Bring it on over. Okay. I'm sorry. It's the pandemic. I'm doing anything for a buck. Okay. I'm serious. I did one voiceover gig and I felt like it was fucking Christmas. And I did it right here in my pajamas. It was great. The most money I made last year was in my PJs.
Wow. See the possibilities?
Yeah, I can see it working from home. Actually, you know what's fucked up? Now, while I'm waiting for the world not to be on fire anymore, or at least till it warms up so we can start doing comedy shows outside because I love doing comedy shows outside in people's backyards in Long Island. I love it because every time it goes late, and you always get that neighbor, that passive aggressive suburban bullshit when they complain that you're making too much noise. They turn on the leaf blower at fucking 11:30 at night. No one's fucking cleaning up leaves at 11:30 at night,
No.
asshole. You're just letting us know we're making too much noise. And to that we say, smoke a joint, have a beer. We're making more noise. Come on over. It's a fun time. But yeah, that's what we do. But we can't do that shit now. We can't. Remember that time you said, we should do a show in the backyard? And I'm like, gee, I'm ready for that. And then he was like, great, we can do it in your yard. And I'm like, fuck you. I don't want any German bastards here.
Aw, yeah, but it worked out. I mean, I've done like 2 backyard shows.
Yeah, no, I've done a few, and they're fun. They're fun. I got big shout out to Renee Fuentes, man. That kid's got he's got a fucking following. He's got a happening over there, you know. And I'll tell you the truth, some of these young guys, it fucking terrifies me. The like they think like they're invincible. I mean, here we are in a pandemic and they're passing blunts to one another. I'm like, look at this.
Right, like they don't. Right. I did a roast battle against. I did a roast battle against Fat J, and it was
Uh-huh.
Renee's. So I was like, all right, I'll do this. Like I've never done a roast battle before. Like I want to do some stage time when we do this. So we go to I forget the name of the bar that we went to, but it was one of the bars that he always did shows at. And we're all standing in the back. There must have been at least, I mean, we were all outside. There must have at least been like 30, 40 heads there. And we're all just hanging out, laughing, catching up with each other. I hadn't seen anybody in like months. It was crazy. Like I had my friend there with me. And all of a sudden, this woman comes out with a megaphone, screaming at the top, white woman, screaming at the top of her lungs with a video. Actually, it wasn't a megaphone. It was a video, but she sounded like a megaphone. It was a phone, and she was videoing all of us. I got you all on tape. I'm gonna call the police. We don't want this here. We don't want this here.
Yo, you got Karen to show up to your show?
Yes. Actually,
Nice.
I don't know if she worked at the bar or she was just one of those people that just spend so much time at the bar that she's basically considered an employee. Ask Renee, he'll tell you. Ask Abe Hannigan, he'll tell you. It was hysterical to see this because in the end, we all came to a conclusion that they didn't realize that we were there to do a comedy show because one of the hosts got up there to announce the show and they interrupted that. They thought that we were there for a Black Lives Matter protest. because there was people in the. I'm not kidding you. You cannot write this shit. And poor Renee was like trying to like figure out what he did. Like this was something that it plans. Like he had permission to do the comedy show. I felt bad. He's trying to keep the peace. People want to fight each other. It was just crazy. And then when we got to our second location to finally do the roast, which ended up being one of our main spots anyway.
Yeah.
That's when we all came to the conclusion. I'm like, guys, do you realize that they thought that we were there for a Black Lives Matter protest? And then it was just hysterical.
Awesome. That is
it was an awesome night. I beat Fat Jay, so
Oh, nice. Well, because he wasn't black.
Fat Jay's black.
Oh my God. But that's the thing. I over the summertime, I went into the city. I had a doctor's appointment, and I decided to go get my hair. Let me tell you something. When you got a good guy, you stick with them. I'm living out here, but I got a good doctor and I got a really good barber. And you know what? Sorry, I got to go into the city to see them. So I schedule everything. Okay, it's the funniest thing. I schedule the doctor's appointment. I schedule the barber's appointment. Then I schedule some time with my son and my grandkid. Right? That's what I do.
How's your grandson?
Oh, he's bigger and louder by the day. The kid is huge. And he's gorgeous.
Yeah.
He's gorgeous. Yes, he's because he's half Canadian and half Puerto Rican. So he looks like a white boy that just came back from vacation. And it's like he's a beautiful. I'm telling you, he's got blue eyes, blonde hair, like sandy blonde hair. He's got that slight Derek Jeter tinge, like a couple of drops of coffee in the milk. That's it.
I'm telling you, it's gonna be a heartbreaker later on because that's prime right there. It's prime.
I am buying that kid stock in Trojans at the age of 10. Okay, I'm serious. Oh yes. I'm gonna show him how. Oh yeah. That's right. Shrimp wrap that bologna. I don't want that shit. I do not want to know any great grandchildren. Okay. The only way I could be a great grandfather is if I buy somebody a fucking car. That's it. Okay. No, thank you.
Aw, that's so cute. So, Hector, how long have you been a comic?
I will tell you the exact date. I started April 15th, 1986.
I was 6 years old.
Yes, and I was playing a show just for you. I remember that. I remember you were in the crowd. It was a good time. But no, I was no, I'm just kidding. I just finished going to the main post office to send in my tax papers. Okay.
I'm waiting to everybody watching. Hi, Will. Hi, Jen.
Hello, everybody. So then what happens is I went there and then put in my taxes. I went walking, ran into a buddy of mine, said, let's go have a drink. And they started doing an open mic.
Oh.
And my buddy looked at me. He's like, hey, you know how to tell a story. Because I was always that guy that hung out in the bar telling the fucking stories and stuff. All the dirty limericks. You know the dirty limericks, right?
Yes.
Let me see. There was once a man from Boston, Mass, who everyone said had balls of brass. He band them together to play stormy weather, and sparks shot out of his ass.
Those are old, yeah. You got to really be like a pretty seasoned comic to know those types, to be able to pull those types of jokes off. I saw one person try to do jokes like that, and I'm like, wow.
No. For you to tell jokes like that, yeah, it's all delivery. Yeah. It's all delivery. It's, especially when you're telling a story. I love telling stories. I really love telling stories.
Especially about Wendy's.
But I didn't finish telling you. So the summertime I went, and it was the first time I was on a subway train because the LIRR is empty.
Yeah.
You get on the train and it's empty. I love it. Okay, this is great. No one to annoy me. This is fucking awesome. Okay, so anyway.
Car.
Oh yeah, I had my own train car. Honestly, I was so alone. I was tempted to spark up in there. Okay, I was this close, and I would have gotten away from it too. But anyway, what happens? I'm on the subway train, and the subway train is still just as crowded, except people wear masks. That's all it is. But it's just as crowded, which I found terrifying until I said, fuck it. This is how I'm going to, because see, when I get scared, I start joking. Okay. So I said, fuck it. I started doing a fucking hot fucking 5 minutes on that little space between First Avenue and Bedford Avenue on the L train. You know,
Yeah.
where it's like you got a fucking captive audience for like about 6 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, while you're
I got
going in
6 minutes.
between.
Let me tell some jokes.
Boom. And I just started doing a routine. At first, people thought I was talking about Jesus.
Oh God.
Yeah, yeah, no, no. And then one lady said, one guy offered me $1. He thought I was asking for money. But then it's a fucking pandemic. I took the dollar. Fuck it. I was broke. But anyway, what
Oh my
happens?
God.
Okay. I start doing it and I have people laughing and I have people laughing and I'm doing it and I'm doing it. And I had fun. And it was the first time I did that shit in months because the last comedy show I did was in February. That
Was
was
that
the one
mine
that I
or
did.
was that?
No, no, that was
No.
mine. That was the first show I produced in a bunch of years. I produced it with Tino at the Brooklyn House of Comedy.
Oh, I just
We
did a
had,
show at Brooklyn House of Comedy. I did 2 shows there.
yeah, I know. I saw that. I'm a stalker. Did I tell you? But anyway, so, but no, I saw that you did that. It's really cool. Good for you. No, no, it's good for you. You know, and so I produced it out there, and I miss it. I missed it. So I started doing it. I fucking loved it. I got a round of applause and I went to the next train car. And then I had to fight the temptation to start doing it again. I'm like, no, because now you're going to be hitting stops. People get off. You're never going to be able to tell the jokes. But yeah,
That's awesome.
it was a
Anyway,
lot
there's a
of fun.
crowd. It seems now it's like, all right, but that's what I've always said
That's right.
about
That's right.
audience
Tomorrow
building.
morning, I'll be at the DMV. So,
Right?
no, I'm just
Yeah.
kidding.
But I mean, there could be something that's made out of that. I mean, that's one thing that I've always told comics. Every person you meet is a potential ass in a seat. And if you could keep it that mentality, you have your cards with you that have, like where you could just scan in your, all of your social media where people could follow you. And that's a great way to build up an audience. Whether,
Yeah.
I constantly, like when I'm in the food store, I don't mean to be funny. It's just the way that I say things and
That,
people laugh.
yeah. Yeah.
And then if I start a conversation with them, like I'll talk about, oh yeah, by the way, I'm a stand-up comic. Give them my card anytime you want to come to a show, get their information. That's how you build an audience, because that's who your audience is. So
Yeah.
instead of like just hiding, like, oh, you can come see me at my next show, but what if there's not a next show? And I think everybody's realized now at this point, I don't know. Yes, the warmer weather is going to be coming, but there's a plethora of comics that are going to be looking to get on shows. So I mean, people are very warm. I've had a lot of people approach me and
I'm
be
going to
like, hey,
start, honestly,
come to
once
barbecue
they,
show, all that.
yeah, once they start opening stuff up, I'm going to start producing again.
Yeah, do it.
I've been fiending for it. I've been
Yeah,
fiending for it,
don't. Yeah, I'm not
and
one to let somebody like wait to put me on a show. I'll do it myself. But I'm glad that I have good friends that put me on shows.
yeah, but no, no, but not only that, it gives me a chance to work with people that I have worked with again. Like I got a chance to work with Sarah Contreras, which I didn't get a chance to in a long time. I love Sarah. I also got the chance to work with Roberto Vanderpool. We had co headliners for that show. And it was a great time. I mean, I was a total asshole. I ran around for about an hour before the show. Don't do it. I saw the face. I saw a little twinkle of, ooh, let me get
Ooh, yeah.
let's
No, the
get that
evil
one in.
stuff.
But what I did was I ran around and I'm passing out candies to everybody, and I have it out of a bag, and I'm just boom, I'm just passing out candies to everybody. This is the beginning of the pandemic. This was still when they had like 14 cruise ships that nobody wanted.
Oh
Okay,
God, yeah.
so
Oh,
then so then what happened was when I went up to do my set. I went up with the bag and I'm like, yo, you people all enjoying the candy? They're like, yay. And I'm like, great. I got them for free at the cruise. And I so it was a Royal Caribbean bag. And I went, enjoy the candy.
so
And
funny.
just to see everybody go, oh, just freak out. And we were lucky. We actually packed the room. And I'm still obsessing on that show because it was the last freaking show. I mean, the yard shows are nice, but it's different. people are separated from each other. You got
Right.
it's weird, man. Not only that, I'm afraid. I used to bring the mic to my hand and like bring it up to my face, and now it's like I'm like this, and I got hand sanitizer because as soon as I get off the stage, I'm, you know,
Yeah, yeah.
okay, I'm fucking terrified. I mean, look, I lost some good friends. The last one was Kenny Ortega, God bless the dead. One of my oldest friends in comedy. Okay. That one hurt. That one hurt because I had that motherfucker on my last Laughing Matters, you know.
Yeah.
And I just, it's like
Whoa, was that the one that
you
I was on, Kenny?
Kenny Ortega, yeah. He
Oh
passed away from
shit.
COVID. Yeah, he passed away from COVID. I didn't honestly. Everybody put up pictures of him. I didn't put up any pictures. I didn't say RF honestly because I every time I tried to write it, I would just bust out crying. I couldn't deal with. I'm like damn because that's. I mean, this little motherfucker was younger than me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I mean he was like this was the kind of guy like I don't hear from him in a long time and out of the blue he would just hey heck what's up how you been man and like we would just start talking and we would talk like we never spent any time apart you know
Right.
he booked me on his stuff I booked him on my stuff you know he this guy he was just awesome people man he was one of these guys that well, I mean we were both in Ozzy's room, another one, God bless the dead. We were in Ozzy's room at New York Comedy Club on Saturday nights, man, for the Latino Laughter Show. And I remember he was like a new guy, and this motherfucker was, I mean, he would grab the room. First off, they would hold the room. I mean, the room was like a little hallway almost. Honestly, you could kill everybody in there with one bullet. Okay, it
Wow.
was that small. Okay, and they still had the nerve to put a sign that Andrew Agassi sat at a table right across from the stage. So, like, for you to perform, you had to be like this.
And I often wondered why comedy clubs are so fucking small. Like, why can't we have stadium seating? Why can't we have surround sound? Why can't we
because
have?
because it'll be empty most of the time, and people don't stay in a show that's a little,
Yeah, but
spacious.
I
You
mean,
understand?
it's enough with like these hole in the wall basement, dark, dank shit. That
Yeah, but I
if you
love
turn
those
on the
rooms.
lights, you'd see the roaches. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
old stale like tortilla chips with Kraft slices melted over them
I
in a
did
microwave for
comedy.
$13. Come on.
I did comedy, and there was a waste pipe that was literally dripping fucking sewage. And you know what? We had fun. Everybody laughed. Everybody drank.
Yeah.
Come on. These people bought food in a place that had no kitchen.
Yeah. Well, that's like Greenwich Village. Like I went back there, like, because you're sitting in the hallway as people are trying to like go in and out. They had the bar in the back and then they had like these cans of cheese. And I was like, cans of cheese, like, wow.
That don't need refrigeration.
Yeah, it's basically yellow oil with like plastic. And I'm like, all right, but it was good as fuck though, because I ate it.
I know. I was too afraid of that shit. I
So
almost got arrested in front of New York Comedy Club.
yeah.
Yeah, I almost got arrested in front of New York Comedy Club in between the 8 o'clock and the 10 o'clock. All I can tell you is, until they make it legal, look out. If you're gonna spark up, look out for the cabs. They got like 7 cabs running around New York City with undercover cops in them.
Yeah, I see them every day in Huntington. So who's the oldest comic that you know right now, currently, that you've worked with for like a long time? Because like when I think of my like what I do in comedy, like I can imagine 30 years from now, like, am I still gonna be alive in 30 years? Wait.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah,
be 70 years old.
yeah.
Oh my god.
Only listen, listen, listen. This is the rule of life. Only the good die young. You're gonna live forever. I'm just kidding.
Shut up.
I'm just...
Probably.
No. But anyway.
But yeah, I mean, even like okay, that's not do 30 years because 70 is like crazy. But I mean,
Yeah.
but yeah, but you know what? Let's think that for when I'm on my deathbed, I'm gonna be thinking back to these times when I was a young person, and it's almost unimaginable to think that that's why I
You're
probably.
there's gonna be here's the shit, man. I have memories that are just as wonderful and just as awful. Okay, doing comedy.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's been some pretty awful
No,
moments
no,
for
no,
me
no.
in
Listen,
comedy, but not anything that I would be like ugh about.
there's all kinds of crazy shit out there, man. And but I will tell you, one of the first magical nights I ever did. I'm gonna okay, name dropping 10, 9. One of the most one of the most magical moments, the first one I had was when I did a spot at Pips out in Sheepshead Bay.
Uh,
Okay. And that was awesome only because I won that spot from doing the open mic. I had the best set, so they gave me a spot on the pro show.
Ooh.
Now, I did my spot. Now, only big names appeared at Pips. I did my spot, and when you did good, if any of the bigger guys were hanging out at the bar, they will call you over and buy you a beer and then talk with you. And I did so well that Rodney Dangerfield, God bless, called me over and bought me a beer and
Aw,
said
he's a
I was,
sweetheart.
yeah, he said, and it was great talking with him, man. That was magical. The other magical night was the only time my parents went to see me do comedy.
Yeah, I think my mother's gotten to see me like 2 or 3 times, but I know she would go like every time if she could. Um,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
Now, how did you feel?
transfunctionist Al LeBron says good evening, Hector.
Yo, yeah, I
Hey,
went to
Camden
school with them.
Barber.
I went to school with Al over PS 196,
Oh,
Brooklyn.
transfusionist. I'm sorry, I'm fucked up.
Yeah,
Transfusionist Al LeBron.
yeah. He's a really really good DJ, man. He's one of the heavy was it the heavy boys of house, and
Ooh,
yeah, no, he's
okay,
cool guy too, man. Not to mention he smokes good cigars. I like him.
good stuff.
I
I
haven't
like
seen him
all
in
that.
ages, but I see when he does his things, man. And I love a good cigar as well. But yeah, I went to school with him, man. Cool guy. He
So
was
what influenced you to get into stand-up comedy? Like the short version of what influenced you to get into stand-up comedy.
my uncle Ruben. God bless the dead. My
You
uncle
always say
Ruben.
that.
He huh?
Now you say
What?
Uncle Ruben. Now I'm fucking hungry.
Oh, yes, my favorite sandwich actually got no. My uncle Ruben, God bless. My mom's brother. My mom and her brother were night and day.
Yeah.
Okay, and he at 12 he took me out for my birthday. He picked me up, rescued me from my parents, and we went to Queens to hang out with my favorite aunt. And first we went to see boxing. Then he gave me my present, which was my first beer, my first joint, and he gave me some albums. You still got them too.
Yeah, there's a lot back
Richard
there.
Pryor's. He gave me Richard Pryor's "That Nigga's Crazy." He gave me. He gave me. No, he did. He did. He gave me. He gave me the album Richard Pryor. That nigga's crazy. He also gave me Occupation Full by George Carlin. Um, and he also gave me Cheech and Chong. Okay, Up in Smoke. It was their album, which was fucking awesome. Um,
Those are all classic things. I still
yeah,
listen to Adam Sandler. They're all gonna laugh at you.
yeah. Well, this is the thing. He always wanted me to become a comedian because he said I was funny since I was born. He
Yeah.
said I used to always make him laugh. So he gave me these things and he got me high and we listened to this stuff. And next thing you know, I'm frequenting open mics. And then when he found out I was doing comedy, he wasn't surprised. You know,
Yeah.
yeah, he wasn't surprised and stuff.
Oh
But yeah,
no.
yeah, he was the reason why, you know.
So your
I
influences were basically Cheech and Chong, Richard Pryor. Who else?
uh man, Lenny Bruce, um Chuck Barris.
Really? That's not a name I hear often. Why Chuck Barris?
Because this was a guy that could turn a turd and make it look like the most magnificent fucking thing. The guy was a producer and he was magical at it. He was an awful freaking MC, but he was an incredible host. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
Yeah.
So but yeah, not to mention he was a badass. If you ever read the book, um there was some espionage stuff that he was mixed up in,
Oh
you
wow.
know. Yeah. So it makes there's a book out there. Um, I would give you the title. Call me when I'm sober, and I will definitely tell you the title of the book. I don't remember it
So
right
that's
now.
never gonna happen. Then I'm never gonna know the title of this book. I was just looking up myself. If I have to wait for you to be sober, because I fucking know
No,
you.
no, I'm sober. You got
As he's
yeah.
drinking your
Usually
beer.
I
Are
am.
you drinking? You're drinking your beer right now.
Yeah, and
So I'm just saying. I don't care. You know me. How many times did I get drunk at your house?
like you're not alone. Everybody gets drunk at my house. I don't know what it
Yeah,
is.
I mean, that's what I did most of the pandemic. I was so drunk. I used to go through like bottles of vodka. And like one time, the lady in the liquor store, like pulled me aside and she was like, oh yeah, there they are. Oh, that's so funny.
Wait, funny
So
thing about this. In the movie, he didn't wear the hat when he was dressed like this. He had the Mickey Mouse ears, but they couldn't get the rights from Disney, so
yeah,
they gave him the knit cap.
yeah. There's no way
I
in hell that Disney would do that.
I even know the backstories of bobbleheads. Could you believe it?
I can believe it
But that's
100%.
why it's a collector's item.
Yeah. So do you have a favorite stage that you like to perform on as a comic?
No, no.
Obviously not. If you've been reduced down to the Long Island Railroad. That you know
No,
what? You
no.
really need to
Right
make a
now,
thing of that. The Long Island Railroad comedian. You really need to make a thing of that.
no, I
Do it.
don't. No, and I did it on the L train between First Avenue and Bedford, which means everybody. If I was to say that, forget about it. It'll be overbooked.
You know
Okay.
what? You're right. You can't say anything because people are like, "Oh, that's such a great idea. Let's work together." Never to be heard from again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah. But I'll never forget the one time. Just like a lot of the kids that do the dancing, when they're like the swinging around in the stuff in
yeah,
the
they've
subway.
really kicked it up a notch. Yeah.
I've seen somebody get kicked in the face when they started dancing. This is fucked up. No, no, let me tell you something. I can tell when something's fucked up is gonna happen around me. And I got up when they were like, okay, it's time for the show. And they're bringing out the thing. I said, fuck this. I got up and I walked over and I stood by the door. This guy goes running and he jumps into the seat. And that's the guy that got kicked in the face. He
Oh
got
my
kicked in the
god.
face and everybody disappeared. All the dancers just ran in both directions. The train stopped. They got off. That was it. They were gone.
Wow.
Nobody saw anything. Now,
I've definitely seen some crazy things. Like I used to live in Brooklyn. I went to college in Manhattan, so I would be on the trains all the time. And I would see like this one guy got on wearing like these crazy like high platform glitter Dorothy fucking shoes, skinny as all fuck, no muscles at all,
I
and
know who it is.
wobbled and fucking fell, and then acted as if, oh, I meant to do that, like some PB Herman shit, and like opened his legs, balls out. I was like, oh my god! But it was like the best performance that I've ever seen. I mean, we'd never. I think people are starving for entertainment right now as it is. So I think that seeing these pole dancing, subway performers or any type of musician. I mean, I saw a woman painting in the street today, and I was like, she was painting this beautiful portrait of this house, and I was like, wow. I mean, people
That's
are
cool.
really. I think, and I really hope that through this pandemic, I hope that audience members, people who love entertainment, are sitting there and they're like, "Wow, I really am dying to see a live show. I'm dying to have some sort of entertainment." And I hope the world really realizes exactly how freaking bored they really were, especially
Oh
without
yeah.
comedians.
Yeah. No, no, that's once it stopped, it's like honestly, that's when I started missing it. And of course, all productions stopped as well.
Yeah.
And then when they started doing the productions, they were constantly getting shut down because of COVID. And then everybody's supposed to quarantine, but all the background actors, which of course they're making shit money on each job, they're gonna keep showing up to sets unknowingly causing that problem.
Right.
Um, a lot of, basically, I just recently started auditioning again. Okay, just
Yeah, but like you
recently
said, you could
started.
do voiceover work. Like there's so many opportunities. Like I hope that people now that they've had time to put the brakes on the, the mundane, the monotony of their
Well,
lives, and really see that
yeah,
oh, there's
for
other
right now,
opportunities out there.
yeah, no, you want to have a laugh during the week when until things pick up again. I'm doing customer service for a credit card company. They sent me a computer and everything, and
Yeah,
right here where you see me sitting at,
right. Why not? And
the
you're earning
same,
a
yeah, the
paycheck.
same chair.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I've been doing, and of course I'm charming as F, so
Like,
so
listen, pay your fucking bills.
I
Actually,
got to
better if
keep
you're
the
having
dude fat.
problems paying your bills, let's rob a bank together and
Oh,
you pay your bills.
that's my favorite part of the pandemic. Whenever I'm going to go into a store with my wife, it's like I feel like I go through that bank robber fantasy. We're putting on our masks, and then I always tell her, "Okay, I love you, honey bunny," and then we go. No, you didn't get the reference. Pulp Fiction. Yeah, okay, never mind.
That
You never.
that all right, Pulp Fiction. Yeah, it's been a while. It's my brain doesn't work that fast. I've seen millions of movies,
Oh, okay.
but
And I'm the stoner.
There's better parts of Pulp Fiction, like "Wake up, motherfucker." That's my favorite line. So
Well, there's all.
no,
Wow.
no, no, no.
Okay.
Samuel L. Jackson's entire character in Pulp Fiction is Christ. I don't care. Someone wants to fight me on that, go ahead. But Samuel L. Jackson could spit prophecy while killing people was just amazing. The dynamics of that character was unbelievable.
Actually, he was not Christ. He was John the Baptist.
Yeah, okay.
He was
But
John the
it
Baptist.
was an unbelievable it was unbelievable. There was so much irony in that script.
Oh yeah.
There was a lot of and this is something that Quentin Tarantino
Did you
probably didn't
know?
want people to know, but there
Did
was a
you know
lot
that
of
Pulp
religious
Fiction?
references in that book.
But you know that Pulp Fiction and Reservoir Dogs are tied closely together. They're in the same universe.
That's what people say, but
No, it's true.
it,
Vincent Vega and Vic Vega. They were brothers. Okay. Vic Vega from Reservoir Dogs.
right.
What was it? He was Mr. Yellow. And um John Travolta in Pulp Fiction. He was Vince Vega. They were brothers. And they made references to each other in both movies.
Yeah.
You know.
But that's also Quentin Tarantino's way of not finishing things that he starts, and people tend to align those type of coincidences together. But they're actually two very separate, different movies. It's just that sometimes Quentin likes to reuse characters.
No, they're in the
So
same universe.
I know
Look, I'm
they're in the
telling you.
same universe, but it's just
Look it
not.
up. Look, I'm telling you, look it up. There's a whole thing about it online. Trust me. There might even be a group on Facebook for it. They have a group on for everything
I hope
on
not.
Facebook.
Just like a lot of people will say, like A Clockwork Orange is like related to like other movies. That movie stands on its own. They're all
No, a
different
Clockwork Orange is awesome if you're on shrooms.
because it doesn't make linear sense. That's why.
Not true. You need to be on shrooms. It'll make sense then. Trust me.
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't make linear sense. Just like Sin City makes no freaking logical sense either.
No, actually, Sin City.
It's very character driven. It is not
Yeah,
plot driven. It doesn't really have a plot. It doesn't have a connecting thing. It's just all character driven, which is I haven't seen anything
but
like that in a while. So
great comic book though.
I never read
Great
the comic
comic
book.
book. Yeah. No, I was one of those nerds. In fact, you want to see something cool?
You probably have it.
Um, Let me see if I have it here. Yes, I do. Hang on. Let me get it out of the plastic.
Wow. Now that you've just showed that, some geek is gonna break into your fucking house.
Oh yeah, and he'll meet some very interesting situations then.
That's true. Hector Luis in a
Yeah.
Spider-Man suit. That's what he's gonna meet.
No. No. Let's just say they'll wind up in my basement and I'll be dancing around going with it tucked going, would you do me? I'd do me.
It puts the lotion in the basket.
Hey, punches go, put the fucking dude in the basket.
When those Ring doorbells started coming out and my friends would get them, I would go to their door and like, because I know that they would see me through their phone, and I would just be like,
Yeah.
I fucking love it. I love that song. That is one of my favorite songs ever. I love it. I listen to it all the time, but it's amazing.
Yeah, no. Yeah, these ring things, they're cool, but you have to adjust the sensitivity. Otherwise, every time somebody drives down your street, you get a text.
Yeah, it's annoying.
No.
Yeah, you can't
you
get
don't
away
do
with
that.
shit these days. Like back in the 90s, we used to like run up to your ex-boyfriend's house and bang on the door with like all like your like post like breakup rage. You know, you can't
Yeah.
do that now. Like I feel bad
Did you
for
ever
girls
hear?
now.
But did you ever hear this guy, Mark Rober?
No.
Okay, this guy, he was an engineer for NASA, and he's really cool, and he does the craziest shit. He decided to make a decoy box, right? It looks like Bose headphones and shit, right?
Yeah.
And if when the people steal it, when they open it up, it shoots out like about a pound and a half of like micro fine glitter, and then it throws fart spray out every 30 seconds. Yeah, no, look it up. It's on YouTube. Fucking hysterical. He's on Facebook too. Mark Rober. In fact, he has a website. He does the
He's
craziest
wasting
shit.
a lot of glitter. So not only are you gonna be covered in glitter, but you're gonna be covered in shit.
Oh, but the thing is, he puts in 4 phones and it beams it up, and they actually now he can even communicate with them. It's hysterical.
That is
But
too
yeah,
much. That's too funny, man.
but
All right,
yeah.
well, Hector, we got to get going. I want to ask you the $1,000,000 question, but I'm afraid of your wife.
So am I. So go ahead, shoot.
All right. So In Bed with Comics has a signature question, and it is: any comic, living or dead, straight or gay, would you take to bed?
Oh shit.
And I don't mean sleeping.
Now I can't say any comic that I know because that would just be awkward. And if comedy had an HR, they would take me to it. So, and actually, we found out with Louis C.K. comedy does have an HR department.
Yeah, apparently. Yeah, it's called the human rectum. That's what it's called.
It's called word of mouth. But no, I would have to say, oh man.
Oh God, he's
Yeah,
thinking about it. If you think
yeah.
about it too much, it means you did it already.
Lucille Ball.
Oh my God. I just had a
Lucille
guest
Ball.
on Tuesday, and I was like, Lucille
Yeah,
Ball is amazing.
yeah. I
What did
would.
I say?
Yeah,
I said Elvira.
six
Elvira.
6 ways to Sunday, because you see the thing was she was a dancer before and no one really noticed, but she had the most magnificent legs. I was that perverted kid watching I Love Lucy saying, yeah, I like her too.
Oh my God. That's like mother's milk. That's like peanut butter and jelly. That's like sacred ground. You're having dirty thoughts about Lucille
Oh
Ball.
yeah, Barbara Eden, I Dream of Jeannie. Holy shit, that was my first freaking fixation, man.
Wow. Unbelievable.
Marianne, Gilligan's Island. Those little shorts, are you kidding me?
We've all
Let a
had our
10-year-old
thing.
boy see that shit. Forget about it. You kidding me?
Well, I want to thank you so much for coming on In Bed with Comics. I really hope to see you
I'm
again at
sorry.
the new show.
I figured we were in bed with comics, I'd get perverted, but no, Lucille Ball. But it would be respectful. I wouldn't cheat on her. Fucking Desi Arnaz fucked up, man. He always cheated on her.
Oh,
You know,
that's
you
awful.
have a crazy redhead at home, man. You should take care of business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the most part. All right, let me get going. I gotta go to bed because I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. So I'm going to bed.
Wait, who are you driving to school?
The kids go to school.
They still go to school, these kids?
Yeah.
Got a
I have like 6 of them on the bus, but yeah, they're there.
somebody just tried to call me.
Yeah, somebody just called me too. It's my sister. It's strange. We both got a phone call at the same time. Okay. All right. So everybody out there, do not forget Saturday night. I will be judging that show. Please hit me up for tickets if you'd like to come to the show on the 27th of February and catch me and some other awesome comics do our thing. And this Saturday you could come and you can watch the show. And maybe you want to be a contestant. You want to be a contestant, you have a partner that you think you can make laugh, and you want to be judged in a very pleasant way, hit up Esther Forrester. Otherwise, I will see you guys next Thursday with an all new I think Dawn Zanlin is coming on. So I'll be happy to introduce you guys to her. So thank you so much, everybody, for watching. Have a great, happy Friday. I'll probably see some of you guys tomorrow night. So whatever. But yeah, thank you so much for watching In Bed with Comics. I'm Kristen Tinsley. Good night. Bye, Hector. I don't know where Hector went.